Sorry, it didn't start. So now we're starting.
I can't believe it. That's my best stuff.
My bad.
The thing I said before, where I declared my love to podcasting and you specifically, none of that took.
Jim said I was doing an awesome job on the IT stuff, and then I screw up the beginning here. It's like golf.
I want to really emphasize is the disappointment that I have in you right now, Mark.
You and everyone else.
You try so hard. I think that's a Linkin Park song. I was really trying to. We golf today. Mark and I are the Ascertainers, and you're listening to us right now. You can't help it. You've already been listening to us, so you might as well just admit defeat. And we are the Ascertainers. We are an international podcast, but who's counting? We have a lot of countries listen to us, especially we think that 4 of the 5 Scorpions listen to us, and somebody in Sweden, and then a whole bunch of other states. I think we're in 70 or 80 of the states, and I'm just seeing if Mark's paying attention. He's clearly not. Wow. So anyhow, but yeah, so we've been doing this. This is episode. We're in the early 80s of our episodes. We sometimes when we record doesn't match with when they come out, but I think I'll say this: we're approaching episode 100, and we're excited about that, and we want to try to maybe bring you something that's a little more special for that one. But anyway. Mark's playing with his phone, but that's what he does. He's the IT guy.
It's better than playing with other things, so let's just
I've been playing with that the whole time. I figured everybody knew that. So, should we get this thing going?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm sorry, I missed that whole spiel you did. Were you making sense, or was it mostly nonsense?
Yes.
Okay.
I introduced us as an international podcast. Why don't you tell people a little bit about yourself, Mark? Because all we know is that you're the podfather. This is all your idea, that you came up with it. And you said there were like 7 or 8 people that you talked to before me that you had to have to do the podcast. And I finally said yes. And here we are. But
that is not true.
You want to tell about some of the other people?
I've never asked anyone else. You were the first one and the only one that I knew would work on the podcast.
I'm so sad.
But then I'll go into our... Who are we? We are the Ascertainers. And I'll do my spiel, and Jim will start laughing and go, you sound like a robot.
I would never do that. For starters, I would never do that. And I think we both recognize that I cut you off far too much. So I'm just going to let you talk for about the next 42 minutes.
I'm gun shy. I can't say a word.
You're doing fine. You're doing terrific. If it ever gets bad where you're talking too much and it sounds a little stiff, I don't know how right now, how I will point it out to you, but I'll think of something.
Hi, I'm Mark. We are the Ascertainers.
I ripped you.
And my partner over here is, who are you again?
Jim.
Thank you for being on.
And also with you. I went to a wedding. Hey, I went to a wedding this week. We'll talk about that after the intro, okay?
We are the Ascertainers. We're a music podcast, but we talk about other things. But tonight we're going to talk about music and other drivel.
And how.
Robot.
Okay, well.
Alien.
Oh, sorry, hang on.
Megaphone.
Shing, what?
But we did play golf tonight before the podcast.
We golfed during the day. We didn't do night putting. We golfed, and every time, the last 2 times we golfed, Mark said, "Oh, this is it. Great season, Jim." And he wants to hug me, and I'm like, "Mark, we'll play again. Stop going for the hug." It's a once-a-year thing. I told you, it's in the contract. It's in my rider.
That's very hurtful, but let's go on. If I came over and hugged you now?
I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Well, Jim did the, it's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah, as we teed off on number 9. Or was it 9? I think it was 9.
Yeah, one of them.
Before I drove over the women's tee box. We golf on a golf course that will be a data center this time next year. So that's kind of sad.
Goodbye, Fountain Valley.
Fountain Valley Golf Course, good run, family-owned operation. And you can kind of get 9 holes in 2 hours. And, you know, it's kind of it's not the Ritz, but it's a pretty nice course. Was that Cinderella song, Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone?
Ooh.
There you go. Yeah. We are your Cinderella leader.
But we're driving down the course down the fairway, and Jim's going, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. So I went in to hug him. You should have seen the surprise on his face. Because that's from the movie Good Will Hunting.
I didn't know that. No, wow, it's so weird. I thought I was trying to help you because you seem very sad. You seem like something had gone bad. I'm just judging that by your backswing. I mean, I'm not even anything else. But yeah, it was a troublesome day on the course. There's so many leaves that have fallen that you can't find your gosh darn ball. And today, Mark decided that I don't know if you were mocking me or if you were that mad. Mark started swearing like a sailor today, and it was kind of funny because he's not really good at it. So it's like watching like 12-year-old kids outside of the convenience store with their bikes.
Son of a hell.
Yeah,
exactly. I have no idea what.
Cockbite snack. Eat a bowl of fuck.
I'm not very good at it.
That actually happened in my junior high experience. One of my buddies.
You or someone else?
No. There was a girl named Terry T, who was she wasn't a small girl, but my buddy Scott N, Nellie, who we talked about before, probably my best friend growing up, and then we lived together after college, and we're not friends anymore. We're estranged. But anyway, so he was kind of doing the normal routine on her, kind of saying funny shit, not mean, but kind of fucking around with her a little bit, and she just had enough, and she goes, "Eat a bowl of fuck," and she kicked him so hard in the nuts with those boots. They were kind of like mountain climbing boots.
Wow.
That were kind of trendy at the time, even though nobody was climbing mountains. Oh shit, boy, he went down like a bad lawn beach chair. He was just down. It was pretty funny, so I laughed my ass off.
Did she laugh?
Oh, she stormed off. She wasn't done. Like if somebody else would have gotten her way, she would have fucking booted that guy right in the old fucking connector, too. the original USB port. Or no, the other part that goes into the port. Dick. Got kicked in the balls real hard.
I don't know where you're going with that.
I still like when you're watching a sporting event and someone catches it right in the balls, and you know it, and they know it, and America knows it, and the announcers know it.
Oh, he got it really in the thigh.
A lower body injury there.
Oh, man, he got it really hard in the stomach.
Little breadbasket?
Yeah. Especially back in the 70s, watching football, they would name every part of the body but the groin.
Groin. Nice name, buddy.
I'm trying to learn how to swear, so I thought that was pretty...
You're doing terrific.
Thank you.
I think, honestly, you really kind of carpet bombed it today. I felt a little bad for you.
I did
You're
well.
not a swearer, buddy. I'll tell you right now. Don't go to the dark side just on account of me. Or just get golf lessons. It's so much easier than learning how to swear.
You only beat me by 2 strokes. Come on.
That's because I took it easy on you because you seem so distraught. Cripes. I knew where my ball was that last hole.
Yeah, you're a liar.
All right, so tonight we're at Newt's, and Newt's is our signature sponsor, exclusive sponsor. Mark, should we do the thing where we alternate? So Newt's is Apple Valley's premier burger,
cold beer,
popcorn,
pull tabs, and sports. Emporium.
Mark likes the word emporium.
I do. I think
it is an emporium. Are you okay? You need to do a little... You sound like Chris Christopherson. And he died weeks ago.
Oh, well.
Clear your throat.
I was trying to be gravelly, like I was tough.
That was an effect.
Way to go.
Oh my gosh, that's so much better than...
Robot.
All right. So is there a new... Should we add a new button?
It was like a Brian Johnson gravelly voice.
Who made who?
I made you.
Technically. Well, hold on.
Jim.
Let's get the context down here.
Jim, I am your father.
Oh, is that from that? Is that from Charlotte's Web? So we're at Newt's, who has been so kind to the Ascertainers.
Yes,
Had
very.
a chance to chat up. We were at the Ascertainers corporate office today, and had a chance to chat up the main man, Corey, and Beth was commanding the bar tonight, and it was all good. We won $200 on pull tabs. Yes.
And
So
we're
which-
still down $100.
Put us about even. Yeah. Anyway.
Not even close to even.
What? You didn't put more than $100 in.
Over the
Oh, the
time that-
night. You don't do it over the year. Come on, man. For the day, we were a little above even.
You know, I go home and write down
Do you?
wins and losses.
Okay. Don't you also own a muscle car?
I do.
Well, that costs you more than fucking pull tabs does there. On your exotic waxes and
It
such.
makes me happier than pull tabs.
No,
1973 Grand Am Pontiac. Beautiful.
Is it like a really hot red or a smoking blue or
It's silver
it's off?
with a maroon interior.
It's off white.
455 cubic inch engine.
455, 456,
It
whatever it took.
has a original sunroom.
Does it have?
Sunroom.
Is this getting in the way? Is this podcast getting in the way of your texting with chicks overseas? I can Napoleon Dynamite.
I was on the pup list for curling and
Pup, as in,
player unable to perform list.
okay.
I wasn't on the injured reserve. I was on the pup list because if you go on injured reserve, you're out for a minimum of 4 weeks, right? On the pup list, you can
Curling, it works that way too, just like the NFL.
No. Another. I said I can't curl the last couple of weeks because I injured myself. Are you on injured reserve? You're out 4 weeks, or are you on the pup list? And I said I'm more on the pup list. And the other two members of the team don't understand what I'm talking about.
You guys
It's-
are fucking around though, right? Those aren't real terms. For
No,
curling.
not for curling. No.
Good.
A
What is the
league
name of
champion.
what's the name of your team? You have to have a name. I can tell you right now, you're like trying to make up something better than what it is.
No, it's Passava.
Oh, what?
It's the Swedish term for broom.
Oh,
So whatever that is, that's the name of our team.
you know what? You should just say the fucking salty nutsacks because nobody cares about this.
One of our members is from Sweden.
Maybe that you should think about my buddy's team is Curl Jam. See, that's cool. That's Swedish for awesome.
I'm the shittiest player on the team, so I don't get to pick the name of the team.
You should start making demands. You're already faking injuries, so you don't got to expose your weaknesses on the whatever you call that, the sheet.
It is a sheet.
Yes. See,
You know.
I've got Midwestern.
Well, you
roots.
curled in high school.
I had to take it as a part of lifetime sports, where you'd have to curl, make out with a chick, cross country ski, and I think bowl. I think those are the things.
I did bowling, but we never did curling.
It's the same fucking thing. It's on instead of a ball, it's a fucking thing, and instead of a lane, it's on ice.
When they said you were going to do curling, did you know what it was before you showed up
Yeah,
to class?
because we had a really nice recreational facility down in Rochester called the Rec Center. It had one hockey sheet, and then it had another sheet of ice that was for primarily figure skating, but the markings under the ice were for curling.
Oh,
So,
wow.
Yeah, it was a thing. I'll say this though, we only had like the brooms. We didn't have like the things like the That was probably more modern. You know, that like there's like the flat thing that you swing
Right.
with. We just had the brooms, and
It's just a bunch of broom ball.
there's really
brooms.
just a bunch of like, splotches of red where people would fall and crack their skull.
Which happens quite often.
Oh God, there's nothing worse than a head hitting ice. I think we've chatted up Newt's adequately,
I think so.
because Newt's is also the exclusive sponsor of what something we call the radio game.
Jim is going to hate my picks tonight. I already mentioned
Why?
that.
I can't believe that you would say such a thing. I support everything you do, Mark. Radio game is a stupid ass game that we have recently made more interesting by monetizing it. It is where Mark and I will each pick 4 bands that we think might be playing on KQRS after we've given our list of bands. And KQ is a Minnesota classic rock station. They're awesome. They'll be another sponsor of ours, but I don't know how I'm not sure how we're gonna get anything out of
We'll
it.
force it on him.
Well, I mean, seriously, what are they gonna give us a beer too? Are they gonna mail us a beer or what?
No, when we become big enough, everyone's going to be clamoring. It's going to be like the jerk when all the people came in, said, "Oh, can you give to this? Can you give to that?" They're going to be going, "Can we be your sponsor?" Can we?
After he got rich,
Yeah.
all the charities that wanted in.
You know, like the cat fighting guy.
Cat chuckling.
Cat chuckling. That's right.
Sorry, I corrected you.
2.
My bad.
That's
It's
only
for
2
the day.
tonight,
That's pretty-
yeah.
That's a pretty good day for you. Anyway. So the bands that we pick, typically Mark and I will pick 2 that are really mainstream bands, and then 2 that are more like off the beaten path. Tonight I asked some of the staff at Newt's to help me, so they're all mainstream. But
Good, because mine are all
here's a
mainstream.
terrible. You're going to win tonight. I'm so mad.
No,
Anyway,
you're not.
we have roughly, I think we have like $35 in the jug. That
Well, I have $35 in that.
yeah. I always so what I do, Mark. I'm like the reverse of the Blues Brothers, where they go, we like to write the check in the car with it running on the dashboard. Anyway, when I walk in the house, I always take my wallet and keys out and I throw them in a little collector. And I specifically had $2, which I'll pay you before we leave tonight. So it is October
I think the listeners
20th, I think, today.
the listeners have heard that like 3 weeks in a row. I'll pay you next.
I'm like the wimpy. I'm the wimpy of the radio game. All right. Well, anyway, but if I win, I'm not going to collect. I'm going to keep that for a guest. That's kind of my pledge, unless I need the money for like a scrotal implant or something.
It depends on the band, I should say.
Oh, really? So if you won with Zeppelin, you wouldn't collect, but if you won with Sniff and the Tears, you would.
Yes,
There you
correct.
go. I like it. I admire it. So tonight I asked Jeanette, who's the best hostess in the game at Newt's. She said Fleetwood Mac and the Beatles. And I also asked, you do two.
No, do you all your
Well, then
4.
Dawn said Creedence Clearwater Revival and the Eagles, even though she originally picked Motley Crue, but then she changed that to the Eagles. So
Which
Motley
is fine.
Crue wins. So I'll tell you right now, these guys are quasi guests. If one of these wins, I recommend we pay out.
I would agree with that.
I would half out, because they're not technically. They didn't really put any skin in the game as far as having to come on here and let us make fun.
That
of them.
is true.
We'll give them a little something. $10. Okay, what do you got there, Pally?
I'm going to do Billy Joel, Billy Idol, Billy Squire, Billy Thorpe.
Yeah, no problem with that. One of those, at least one of those, is a past winner.
Yes, choir.
Choir. Is that how? Is it Billy Squire or Billy's choir?
It's his choir that's singing.
I got good news and bad news. Good news, it's a commercial. Bad news, it's a commercial. So we'll have to go back to that. You remember the early days when this would be a huge source of heartburn? When it's like, oh God, we gotta fill time now. And I'd get all pissy. I'd like to talk about the guy that we saw in Newt's tonight.
Who's that?
The guy with the headphones.
Oh,
Mark had a little visceral reaction to a guy that was just sitting at the bar.
don't use.
We sit at the bar.
Quit using these big words. Visceral.
Visceral. I think that just means, I don't even know what it means. I think it's like between the fat and the meat, there's a little visceral. That's Gristle. God damn it.
But I loved it on the other episode when you go, eponymous. We all know what that means. And I was like, I am so dumb. I don't know.
We talked about that about 1,000 episodes ago. Eponymous is what you call, is what a self-titled album is eponymous. So it means after your own name. And so I didn't do a good job of clarifying that.
But you said eponymous, and the first things out of your mouth is, and we all know what that means. And I was sitting over here going, I have no idea what that means.
As a 1/3 voice of the Ascertainers, of course 2/3, you could have said, hi, I don't, and then it would have been more interesting, I think, for the other.
But I don't want to sound like a dumbass.
I don't think our listeners are very smart, Mark. See, I like to talk down to them. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, is this being recorded? Shit. No, we love the listeners.
Robot.
Ghost. All right, still commercial. So the guy with the headphones at the bar.
Yes.
Mark didn't like that. What didn't you like about it?
He came in with headphones. He's in a public place.
We're not talking like earbuds. We're talking like beat or like
Beats.
the guy's like Jay fucking Z getting onto a plane.
And
Jay-Z. How about that other guy? Puffy.
Why is he getting onto an airplane too? I don't know what.
I know. He walked into the Burger Emporium like he was walking onto a plane. Sorry. I've just ruined You're So Vain by Carly Simon.
You did, man. I didn't even make that connection.
Carlos Sandtimon. Anyhow, yes.
If you're there to take in the sights and people interact, because you're out with people, why wear headphones? Why even go out? Why not just order DoorDash and have it delivered?
Did you recognize him? Maybe he sat next to us before and just wanted to make sure nobody talked to him.
Well, he didn't talk to anybody.
I know, because it's an effective technique. He might be shy. He might be like...
So is an effective technique of not even going to the bar.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean he should deprive all of his other...
So he's making the first step on his way to getting out there. And
his hunger, his choice, Mark. So he wanted to go out and get something to eat. I don't know if he ate even. If he just sat there and ordered water and looked around, Mark's looking at his phone again.
I'm very popular tonight.
Well, we record on Friday nights, and you don't get a lot of texts on Friday. So maybe you've told your text friends that you can text on Saturday nights and not on Fridays.
You know, there's this program that sends you fake texts to make you look more popular.
Oh, really?
And that's what's going on.
Come with a set of headphones? Because that's what you fucking look like when you're doing your text during the podcast, you douche. Anyhow, so, I mean, Mark, what did it come out like? So what I thought would be, so Mark is not a fan of the guy going out.
Can I bring up
his rights? Yeah.
In my old job, I would go to movies once in a while by myself.
Yeah.
And my kids always made fun of that.
Kind of movies. Do you know Pee Wee Herman personally?
I do.
You came across him once or twice?
That's bad. That's so wrong. Oh.
Oh, this is a absolute banger of a song that's on the radio. So the radio game is back. And are we done talking about...
Yes, I was going to say they made fun of me going to a movie by myself, but I thought, I don't care.
Well, if you're on the road, do you do it at home, though, too?
No, I would sit on the side of the road at a drive-in and watch it without...
Just watch it. And just, it's like thunder and lightning, where it's like, she said yes! You know, as the credits are rolling. So, anyway, I guess to me it's weird to go to a movie by yourself, but if it's like, my wife and I don't always agree on what movies to go see. And I think a time or two, we've actually gone to the movies together, and then I take a left, she takes a right, and then we meet back at the old popcorn machine at the end of the night. So,
have you ever gone to a bar to read a book?
I have, yes, but not yes. Back before phones were a thing, like even to go to like a fucking McDonald's and get something to eat, I would, they always had like the newspaper, the gross, dirty newspaper that everybody else touched that day. Because you didn't want to like just sit there like staring into space, eating your, you had to kind of look down and make sure you're checking your stocks or.
But would you go to a bar type establishment?
If I was, let's say I was traveling and I found myself having to go to a bar, and I could potentially have a crutch like that. Yeah.
Maybe he was from out of town.
Yeah, but just maybe he was just shy in general. But here's where I was going with. Oh, by the way, the radio game song, Under Pressure. So you would get credit for Bowie or Queen. Or Vanilla Ice, technically. Oh, wait, no, he stole from them. I want to do a Shark Tank submission because I've been so great at these before. So, by the way, nobody won the radio game. It was Under Pressure by, I guess, Queen and David Bowie. Or is it Freddie Mercury and David Bowie?
Which they did not get along during that.
Really?
Yeah.
I know what that's like. Oh, sure.
I let everything that you do slide, Jim. I let
Water
it go.
off. Mark's back. I was going to say that's not water either. I'm the one you love. Come on, baby, show your love. Oh, by the way, Van Halen was 23. David Lee Roth was 22 when he recorded Van Halen 1. Do you know how old Robert Plant and John Bonham were when Van Halen 4 came out?
God, they must have been 41.
Led Zeppelin 4. How old was Robert Plant? He and Bonham were the same age. Jimmy Page was a little bit older.
27.
23.
4 came out, they were 23?
If we're believing this, 1971, Robert Plant was 23. So here's the fun part. It's usually recorded a year before, right?
Right.
So, yeah, that's crazy.
What were you doing at 22?
Thinking about this. Thinking about the Ascertainers.
Well, it came to fruition.
What now?
Fruition? Fruit?
Beautician. Fruition?
Fruition?
That's a thing. That's what you pay for college. Fruition.
How is it pronounced?
Fruition.
That's 3.
Oh, you taunted me. Here's my Shark Tank idea for the headphones.
I don't enunciate well, and I sound terrible. Jim's looking at me like he wants to say something. He wants to correct me again. Just do the 4th correction. Go ahead. Do it.
The word you were looking for was enunciate. You enunciate poorly.
What did I say?
Something else. For what you have to work with, I think you're doing terrific.
Thank you. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Please do. Hey, I got most improved. Yeah, landed on the moon. So, all right. So here's my headphones idea.
My next one is comeback podcaster of the year.
Oh, is that the other one? Yeah. Oh my gosh, this guy.
Go ahead. Your headphone.
I think that Hi, Sharks. I'm Jim. Oh, you know Mark already. Yeah. So it's a headphone, but instead of blocking out noise, it amplifies your surroundings so people can hear what you're saying about them, because you think the guy with the headphones on can't hear you. But so it's like a reverse headphone. So instead of blocking out sound, it's bringing in outside sound. That guy would have known the whole time that you did not approve of him wearing those headphones.
So it's for the people that are, worried about the way others view them.
They're worried about what everybody's saying, so they can literally hear what everybody's saying. I think it's great. Sharks, I know you're probably still counting your money from the erotica lifesaver that I came up with. You're welcome, by the way, for that. But anyway, I'll have my lawyers call your lawyers and engineering design people about the headphones that listen to the surroundings instead of. I think it'd be the best. I would do it. I would do that here. Sorry. Also, I thought it was funny because when we were going into making this podcast, I'm like, we don't need Mark's like, we absolutely need headphones. It's part of the thing. I watched a rom-com, little 10-episode thing. It's called Nobody Wants This or something like that. It's quite good. I kind of got to recommend it. It's better than the other rom-com shit I've watched and admitted to on this show. But they do a podcast. It's about a podcast. These two sisters that do it, and they don't wear headphones. And they hold the mics like they're Merv Griffin. You know what I mean? They don't have like mic stands or anything. They and they're waving them around like a reluctant porn star, just it's like going to get kind of close to the face. And then
it's like Chips where they're talking to each other on motorcycles, where you would never be able to hear.
Pretty much, yes. I love your Chips references.
I thank you.
They're the best. Ponch and
John.
I think it was John. You're right. Who played by
Eric Estrada.
Oh, it was like you were actually gargling cum when you said that. And I don't know what the other guy's name was. It sounded so weird. I think you were trying to roll your arm, but it was a little too viscous in there. I don't know. Ponch and John. I don't know. John was just John. Hold on. John. Sorry, I'm trying to gargle some fluids.
What does that sound like? How would you know?
I subscribe to certain. I get National Geographic video, and it was on there. I like how when you said how, and there was a little left. There's a little residue.
Wow. Oh, holy cow.
I know. Can we talk about 1976 albums or not? We're almost done.
We are almost done.
Podcast. I want to get to 100 episodes, but we might come about 17 short because this might be it. Hope you like the ride. You're welcome.
Well, the Ascertainers will still be around, but it'll just be...
We got T-shirts on order.
It'll be Mark and
the new guy.
Someone... Exactly.
I swear, I hope that guy... You deserve better. You really do.
I do. Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ, Mark. I was just saying. I was just trying to make conversation.
I do.
Oh, you want to talk to the curling team real quick?
No, that was your phone.
Hold on.
Spooky.
Oh, that sure was. Oh, wow. Sorry about your ears, everybody. A little close to the mic.
Okay. But this is the continuation of our last couple podcasts, but we're going to move on to 1976 albums. And I'm going to bring up some albums, and Jim is going to, because he has more knowledge than I do. Actually.
It's not that at all.
I hate to compliment him
it's because,
after tonight.
Because I had kind of a weird week, and I didn't prepare again. Mark's back. Sorry, whatever. What's the name of your Flonase? What's the name of your curling team?
Basave.
All right. Yeah. Well, anyway, you tell that
I don't know.
your back hurts from carrying the podcast. That's what I was trying to get at there. And but you've done a very a yeoman's job of supporting the podcast. And I didn't prepare shit. And you said, you know what? I think I can just throw out some records, and then we can both weigh in. So I appreciate it. But I think 76, 77, I'm mad because it's filled with great singles, and I didn't really take the opportunity to study enough to
talks about 1976 because 2112's on it.
It came out in 76. Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if
you didn't know.
No, I'm dead serious. I don't know that I listened to 2112 right when it came out.
Oh, okay.
That was actually my first exposure to Rush. So it made.
So you weren't a Rush fan you would only be
from the first time I heard 2112, which is probably 77, 78 maybe. Then I was hooked, but I don't know that I didn't know all the other 3 albums that came out before it. Oh, that's the one. So anyhow, but no, this is the kind of my awakening to music and realizing how awesome it is. And luckily it was during a time when there was some really awesome and very varied, the top 40 had country on it. It had rock, it had hard rock, it had disco, it had all kinds of shit. And it was like, it's just all good songs.
Well, I'll open it up with Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Eponymous album and their debut album came out.
eponymous is self-titled, by the way. Just
Did I pronounce
we
that
did
right?
a poor job of doing that in the last one. You said eponymous. That's okay. Damn it. Like the hippopotamus. No, it was their debut album, self-titled, and it's up there. I mean, that on its own makes it a great year for music.
Even the album cover artwork
Yes.
with the guitars.
Once you see it, you can't unsee it. But until you see it, you don't really know what you're looking at. It looks like a
Right.
spaceship, but it's really guitar.
You've brought up before that people don't get to see that kind of artwork
It's true. Sad.
anymore. It is that. Anything else you want to cover on that?
From Boston, I remember where I was the first time I heard it. I mean, how many records can you say that about? And,
Not many. That was.
I will say that Boston. The story behind it is very interesting because it was a guy that just willed it to happen with his ability and his technical knowledge and his drive, and it's pretty cool.
The lead singer.
Tom Scholes, I think was his name. Yeah, he mixed it all. He knew what he wanted, and a double guitar band. I mean, there was other. Leonard Skinner was doing double leads before that. He had the sound in mind, and they had a very. Now it's a feature and a bug because you can tell it's a Boston song, 5 seconds in, right? Because of the tone that they use, their guitar tone, but there's still some really, really good songs. And that album has a lot of great songs. And I think, is it Second Act or something was their second album, was just really good too.
Yes, I agree. Hotel California was the next one.
By the Bangles?
No, the Hawks. It was some sort of bird.
It was,
Eagles.
yeah. I think I was quoted on the last episode by saying, is there a better band than the Eagles?
Yes.
And sadly, yeah, you said, yeah, Pink Floyd. It's obvious. But no, they're just a great American band and a very cool story. But as with bands with a lot of talent, they all think that they should be calling the shots, and that kind of drove them apart. But what a bunch of great solo shit that came out of the Eagles, and the songwriting and like J.D. Souther wasn't an eagle, but he was their friend, and then a lot of the Eagles were Linda Ronstadt's backing band when she was breaking and stuff. Yeah, Eagles are totally legit, and Hotel California is loaded.
Which is another great documentary.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, it was all about Don Henley and...
Blood Friend.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I'm sure, Eagles documentaries. I've seen one that kind of talks about their upbringing and the Poco influence and the Timothy B. Schmidt and stuff. So there's a few out there. I don't know if we've seen the same ones, but...
Okay. I will go on to Kansas Leftoverature.
Banger.
I did not like it.
When it came out?
I don't like it today. I didn't like it when it came out. I don't like Kansas.
What is it you don't like about it?
It's like going to a bar with headphones.
Oh my. Okay, so you're willing to keep an open mind.
Yes, very much so.
I thought it was the way they used all the instruments they used. By the way, there's like 50 of them in the band, it seems like. But they were kind of like, if you combine Boston and ELO, what do you think?
I was going to bring that up. I don't know.
They were like a talent show. Everyone got out there, right?
They were like a B-team ELO that was trying to make it, to me.
I'll go with that, but their singer was probably better than Jeff Lynne. Jeff Lynne was unique, but this guy had a lot of power.
I would have to argue that.
Well, let's do it. Let's fucking duke it up.
Jeff Lynne, I think, is a great singer because he knows his...
I'm not trying to take anything away from Jeff Lynne. What I'm saying is, as far as...
Jeff
Lynne is not a power singer. No one would ever say he's a power singer. And the Kansas guy had a lot of power. That was his thing.
Okay.
No, I'm not trying to take down ELO. I love ELO. Did they have a release that year?
No, I was just
That's
trying
what you came across? Okay.
I was trying to make,
Are you trying to make this into a shock jock kind of a situation?
I am.
Howard. So I don't know all of the songs off Leftoverature, but I know that there's a couple, 3 that I really like.
2.
Which was
If you can look up 3,
Carry on the Wayward Son. Is it People of the South Wind? Was that from that album?
I'd have to
I think
check.
that's Kansas, but maybe not that record. But that song on its own it's a really good song. If you really everything about it, if you're a bass player, it's great bass. Guitar, great guitar.
But can you say it's a great album off of one song? 1 or 2 songs?
No.
That was my point about Leftoverature.
All right. Well, that's where I wish I would have maybe studied it a little bit harder. But, I'm too cool for school. Okay, what's next?
Well, we covered 2112.
Well, I'll tell you right now, there's a song with only 1 week song. Or an album with 1 week. I'd say Tears is while some people will say it's like beautiful and everything else, the whole side 1 of 2112 it's a whole concept. It's like little chapters, right? And then
People, settle in for a while.
Because
we're going to do a little...
And then side 2, I'll give you the track listing on side 2. It goes Twilight Zone, Passage to Bangkok, Lessons, Tears, and Something for Nothing. And I'll say Tears and Something for Nothing are probably the only 2 weak songs on it. All the other ones are just tremendous. So, anyway, even if you don't like Rush, if you don't like Rush, that would be the one to probably listen to just for the musicianship alone. It's just fucking really good. Next.
This is my last one I had on my list. But I said no live albums and no compilations.
Mm-hmm.
But Peter Frampton Comes Alive. I can't not throw that out there. It was the best-selling album of 76. And I think 77.
So that was a double album, and some of the songs are very long because of the kind of the improvisation and stuff that they use. But Do You Feel and what's the other one? The most, I can't think of it. This is so bad. But there's another one it starts off with, it's like he's playing a 12-string or an acoustic anyway. And it's just it's happy music. It just makes you feel happy. And when the hell did Rumors come out? Was that 77 then? Or I thought Rumors was 76. Either way, 76 was a really good time.
Rumors is 77.
Turn on the goddamn radio.
Way to ruin it. People aren't going to listen next week because we're going to do 77.
They're listening this week, so don't worry about it. What is Do You Feel? God damn it. Yeah, can you do the song list for Frampton Comes Alive, because it's really bugging the shit out of me. Show Me the Way. Is that the same song? Have I said that like 3 times already though?
No, you haven't.
Show Me the Way, and then Do You Feel? Like I Do. Close Enough for Rock and Roll, I think, had a hit or 2 on it.
Who was the artist?
That's Nazareth. And by the way, I think that's just a great statement. How many times in your life you said, that's close enough for rock and roll? Sweet, Give Us a Wink. America, anything America did was good.
Yeah, but America wasn't really rock.
There's got to be a Cheap Trick record that came out in 76.
I don't think so.
Dead had one.
The Dead was not a good studio band. They were a better live band. And that's what they made their living on, playing concerts.
REO, they're eponymous. Spitfire.
I think Robin Trower's on there. Have you heard him?
Pat Travers is on there. I don't know about Robin Trower.
I think he's on there at the end.
We gotta listen to some Tommy Bolin, Private Eyes. Styx, Crystal Ball. That was a good record.
That was.
Everything Styx did. You know what? We're going to listen to UFO after this podcast, because I hear everybody talking about UFO, which Michael Schenker, by the way. All the World's a Stage by Rush. There's a couple of really, really good live renditions of pretty good songs. That's my favorite Rush live album, and there's like 15 of them, it feels like.
We're going to end this podcast, and I'll talk to him after we get off air.
Good?
Or
just this episode, or can I come back next week? I mean, is that my...
We'll see. We'll see. We'll have a sit down.
We'll see.
Talk about that.
That usually means no.
Oh, HR's just coming in the room,
can
so
we go?
We'll talk about this.
Too soon. Anyway, it's like, can we go to Disney? We'll see. Oh, I'm trying to think how many times we'll see turned into we're going to Disney. So, well, it was nice working with you.
get a hold of us at TheAscertainers@gmail.com.
Send us
You
your
can-
shirt size. We got T-shirts coming. If you want a T-shirt, just send us your shirt size, and
We are
you should
working
get
on
one. We're not charging for people that have a compelling reason. If you've been a guest of the program or mentioned on the program a lot, we got you already. Don't worry about it. So we already have like 27 shirts that we have designated to be given away. So you know, if you know, you know, and if you don't think you're on that list, just send us one going, "Hey, I'm a extra medium, and I would wear it proudly."
We'll probably only have 7 returned because they don't want anything to do with us, but
Yeah.
we'll keep going.
It's very possible these will be like used to wash cars and dogs and plug drains and such. But anyway,
But like us on Facebook or share it with a friend, and you can get a hold of us on any platform you listen to us on.
party.
Good night.